Good evening. My name is Felipe Andres Navarro. This is the final activity for the English course. In this case, I am going to talk about the GMOs, um, genetic modified organisms. Okay, let's talk something about it. Okay, what are the GMOs? Okay, GMOs, which it stands for genetically modified organisms, refers to an organism who, for example, the DNA has been modified using a genetic engineering technology. Scientists said that genetically modifying organisms, in this case GMOs, are, for example, using plants such as corn, genetically modified produce an insecticidal protein that protects the plant against certain insect. Um, Other one, for example, the papaya. The papaya genetically modified to be resistant to papaya virus, and this case is the disease of papaya. The crops, another example, animals such as disease, in this case the cattle. The cattle genetically modified is to be resistant to specific diseases, such something like that, like back cold disease, and other uses for microbes, and using the DNA change genetic. Okay, the function in this case for the genetic engineer can be done with plants, with animal, with bacteriums, in another way, small organisms. For example, in genetic engineer, scientists take the gene for a desired trait that a plant or animal, and they insect that the gene into a DNA of another plant or an animal. These genes can also move from an animal to a plant or the animal, or vice versa. This progress to create GMOs different that select breeding teams involves selecting plants or for example animals with desired traits or bring them. Other times this results in offspring for those desired traits. One of the problems with selective breedings is that it can also result in traits that are not desired. Okay, genetic engineer allows to science to select one specific gene to implant in another plant. This avoids introducing other genes undesirable traits. Genetic engineer also helps to speed up the process of creating a new fruit or, or animals to desired traits. Hands-on adding a newer method that involves adding, removing, or changing a DNA of a plant or animal in a target weight. The possible benefits of genetic engineer, it could be more nutritious food for a tasted food, for example. It would be better for the family, disease, and drug resistant plants that require fewer environmental resources, for example, the water of fertilizer, less use of, for example, other one, pesticides, in increased supply food with reduce the cost of production, longer life, faster growth of the plants of animals. Um, the food with more disabled traits, such as potatoes, it would be better to the ground of the potatoes, produce less cancer causing substance with fried. Some people they like to fry the potatoes, and it would be buried. Okay, about concern the creation of foods that can cause allergic or toxic reaction. Okay, unexpected on harmful genetic changes. Okay. Okay, about what else? Okay, and from the plants, animals, and another plants, animals are not intended for genetic modification. Food are less nutrition, is in GMO form unhealthy. Okay, some of the potential concerns that the scientists have said that GMO consumption. It could be, for example, allergic because NGO foods contain, for example, genes or something to the people are worried about to change the NDA of the body. Okay, it would be an allergic. A person could be allergic to some develop of the GMO foods. Okay, okay. The research also worry about the foods are not liker trigger allergic than the non NGO counterparts. It could be a cause maybe cancer to a family, to a person, because the DNA modification. Some people fear that eating this food it could be damage the body and the family. Okay, I don't know what to say. Um, Maybe it could be increase the risks of cancer in maybe in animals with the food of these animals. And included, there is no evidence of the GMOs will be change your DNA. However, more long-term human research is still needed for for this for this I don't know how to say for this reaction to the modified food. Okay, and farmers they like to use these plants to increase the food production, including the animals. And I think it would be nice to the science this in Colombia because it would be better not to use a lot of pesticides and a lot of uh, a lot of things in order to produce um, a food or the crops in this case. I think it would be nice to have a law to to get these products in the country. I think. Thank you very much for listening this beer.